The jingle horse is what you make it. It can be one thing or many things, like all of us.
I don't like this story. It's scary.
It's not a story. It's not a story. The jingle horse was a person once, just like you, or you. He, she, or it might have grown up to be a dancer. He, she, or it might have grown up to be an actor, or Lord save us all, a singer. But the jingle horse is not quite like you. No, not quite. Because the jingle horse crossed over.
Crossed over?
Crossed over.
You mean it died?
No, I mean it crossed over.
I don't get it.
What son? Sit down.
Well, this is nice.
What do you want?
What?
What do you want?
What do I want?
For?
I don't understand.
What do you want for?
You're making me nervous.
Oh, don't be nervous. You know me. I'm the boy. I won't hurt you, okay?
Okay.
Good. I'm the boy.
Yes. What if somebody sees us?
I'll tell them that you're the father. And that I want to be here with you. And that you would never hurt me because you only want what's best for me. And your motives for sitting me on your knee and offering me lavish gifts are purely altruistic.
What about your mother?
Oh, don't worry about her. She won't be giving us any trouble. So, I'm the boy, and you are?
Me?
Yes, you are?
Christmas? Father Christmas?
Yes, you are Christmas. I'm the boy, and you are Father Christmas. And you say, what do you want for?
Christmas?
Brilliant! You're brilliant!
Ready? Oh,
God rest you.
now, darling, do tell me about this young friend of yours.
Oh, you'll meet her. She's spending Christmas with us.
What's her name?
Ingrid Lawrenson.
Ingrid Lawrenson. Who's she?
Oh, the head of the ballet. But don't presume to call her Ingrid. She's very important.
Don't worry about me.
But I do. In fact, I worry about the whole blessed company.
What's the matter? Not good enough for you?
No, darling, it isn't that at all.
What's all this darling business?
It's just, well, we're so wacky. And she's been brought up differently. She's a very forceful sort of woman, terrifically sophisticated and highbrow.
She sounds grim. Ingrid Lawrenson is one of the most influential and socially prominent women on the waterfront. She still sounds grim.
Grim or not, will you please stop interrupting?
Susie?
Well, this is serious.
Oh, that's very Susie, well written and well.
I must have your approval of something I want to do, something I simply have to do.
What's that, dearie?
Are you being facetious?
I don't know. Am I being facetious? Oh, I'm not sure.
I got a 38 special. Charter Arms 38. That's actually on an ankle holster. Now, Charter Arms have a great tradition in personal protection. 100% American made. A simple design, trouble-free operation. Affordable, durable, and above all safe. Now, Doreen here's got a pink lady southpaw.
Well, I'm left-handed.
Well, it's a high-grade cast aluminum revolver with a two-tone finish in pink.
Well, It's fun and it's attractive and much less likely to be borrowed by the gentleman of the house.
Which keeps that right there in her purse. I bought her some pink ammo for her last birthday.
That's so neat.
Oh, and the pink lady hooded sweatshirt.
No, and the pink lady bandana. It spoils me.
Well, personal protection is a serious business, but it can be fun too. Now, I also got a Model XB40 Range Master bolt-action target rifle, and that'll kill a deer a mile off. Basically, that's my weapon of choice.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name's David Koch. I'm 70 years old, and I'm an American billionaire.
Hi, David.
Coke, like the soft drink.
Like the soft drink, but spelled K-O-C-H.
Well, I don't know that my story is really very different to all of yours. Now, people used to say we were rich.
We weren't rich. We were well off.
Winkler Coke, gas and oil.
In the 30s, Dad developed this truly high-octane fuel, and he built refineries all over. Germany, the Soviet Union.
The third largest refinery in the Weimar Republic.
Bill, please.
Dad was a Nazi.
Dad was terrified of the communists. Now, the refinery that Dad built
Was commissioned by Hitler himself.
This is William, everyone, my twin brother.
David, why don't you tell us where we are?
But my office, let me show you around.
Billionaire philanthropist David Koch is in his Madison Avenue apartment showing me one of his more unusual possessions.
Now, this is a plastic version of my artificial knee.
The 70-year-old Koch wore out his knees playing basketball with the record for the most points ever scored in a single game at MIT.
I played basketball when you could be white and be good.
I grew up in a DP camp. Do you know what that is?
No, I'm afraid.
It's a displaced person, refugee. And this was in Austria. We were Slovenian. You know, the partisans, the Germans, everybody was fighting. It's like Syria, same thing, same old shit. You know, when we came to this country in 1952, I was 7 years old. I came off a boat, which was a 14-day ride from Germany down. And I looked at New York, and I said, holy cow, wow, are we going to live here? But my brother Bogdan, who was 6 years older than me, he said, I don't want to live here. Where are the mountains? I didn't speak a word of English. Not a word. We had no money. We had one suitcase, and my parents had 15 children. And some of them were adults. But I was number 14, so, you know, there were a lot of kids who were 10, 11, 12, and we would... Oh, Jesus, are you... Oh, Jesus, Miss White, are you...
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. This is terrible. It's so unprofessional. I wouldn't blame you if you got straight onto the office to make a complaint.
Oh, I don't think that's in any way...
I don't deserve your kindness.
Oh, but you do.
Please don't try to make excuses for me. I've let you down. I've let myself down, and I've let Saunders Real Estate down. We promised you a higher form of realty, and we did not deliver on that promise.
But you did your best. That's all anyone can do. In reality, there's nothing broken that can't be fixed. It's just a few tears. There. Nobody died, did they?
8? Already, have I? Well, one more can't hurt, can it?
It leaves the pain of leaving home, sir.
A Qantas air steward, with a flick of bleached blonde hair and a glint in his eye, poured Anton another glass of complimentary champagne.
Oh, lovely, jubbly, bubbly. Thanks. Why aren't we moving? It's a technical problem, sir. Would you like warmed nuts with your champagne?
Warmed nuts?
Yes, sir.
Warmed nuts?
Yes, sir. It makes them tastier and more fragrant.
I must remember that.
I know the story of my own life.
You don't really think there's a story, do you? One single true story.
I don't know.
Well, there's not. Really. For any of us. I mean, even if you could remember every minute right back to the day you were born, you can't. Nobody can. It's because our memory is dynamic. Do you understand? It shifts and it changes. Every time we try and remember something in the past, we're just remembering the last time that we remembered it. There's nothing permanent. Nothing holds us in place. That's okay. No, it's good. You know, we are the stuff between the memories, between the experiences, between the ideas and desires. It's all related, and we are that relation. You know, we just become the story, and the story's constantly changing.
But unless you know where you come from, how do you find...
You rewrite your story the way you like it. And then again. And then again, and again, and again, and then again. Well, you just choose to do it. No, if writing's your thing. I use paint. I paint my way forward. Do you like art?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Good. Good. You should come and see my paintings.
Bogdan. Yes, Walter? Do you feel more like a cowboy or more like an Indian? What are you talking about?
Do you feel more like a cowboy or an Indian?
I don't know. Which one has the fastest horse?
Today at school, I wanted to be a cowboy, but they said cowboys don't have Slovenian accents.
Well, they've got a point. Kind of. So who got to play the cowboys?
The Hungarian boys. Roland Zipanovsky's been kept back here, and he's twice as big as everybody else. He wanted to be a cowboy, so the Hungarians got to be cowboys.
Do you feel more clever now that you know what it's about?
What?
Without any warning, Kate was in conversation with a spirited older man.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
That's my line.
What?
Well, that's what I always say, on a scale of 1 to 10.
How clever do you feel?
I don't know.
Ah, that's because you were lectured to in there. Never use 2 words when one will do. Thomas Jefferson said that.
That's the kind of thinking that will get you remembered.
It's poetry. 8 words. A simple statement. But 1 word can be poetry.
You sound like you write a bit of poetry yourself.
Oh, well, I do, but I don't. I'm a painter, basically.
Oh, yes?
Yeah. You know, poetry is really about reality. Okay, air. We breathe air. That's a fact. But depending on how you say air or breathe, well, that can create a kind of wonderment. Oh, air, or something. You know what I'm saying.
No, I know. It's like just words. It can make your mind just go...
Exactly. You go, I'm alive, and if you're alive like that, then I'm alive too.
I heard 1,000 blended notes, while in a grove I sat reclined. In that sweet mood, when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to mind. To her fair works did nature link the human soul that...
Aqui fala-se em português, meu caro senhor. Eu estou aqui há 1000 anos. Eu estou aqui há 1000 anos. Bem dito. Bem dito.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask for this.
O que é que você está a insinuar? O que é que o senhor está a insinuar?
I'm not insinuating anything.
Vocês estão sempre a insinuar, mesmo quando não dizem nada. Viltes! Canalhas! Contem 7 passos. O ofendido, primeiro. me none of them. He's what?
Anne, are you telling us we won't have grandchildren?
Please, Mother.
You heard what I said.
Time and again, I have warned you about that man. Well, you know why he can't have children? Because of the syphilis he caught from the Maharaja's concubines.
I have to agree with your father. David is just too much of a libertine.
Was, Mother. Before he met me.
And what difference does that make? Can he make you a mother?
I hope you did this well, Father.
Yes, I enjoyed it all right. Golpa is a very interesting city. And about David.
William.
Even though everyone in this country seems to be very fond of him, the truth about David is perfectly evident.
What is the truth about David?
He will disappoint you terribly, Anne.
Father. David will never disappoint me.
We'll see, my dear. We'll see.
Poker. Your husband leaves you here to go play cards with the Raja.
Your father really is very worried about you, dear.
Tell me something, Anne. Does David have a fortune hidden somewhere?
You know he doesn't come from a rich family.
If he plays so often and bets so high, don't you ever wonder where he gets the money from?
He wins, Father.
Yes, but for how long, darling?
David doesn't need to be rich. He has the intelligence and the courage to take chances.
Be careful, Anne. Blindness never leads to happy endings.
Sound and action!
Columbia, this is Houston. AOS, over. Houston, Columbia on the high gain, over. Columbia, this is Houston, reading you loud and clear, over. Yeah, reading you loud and clear. How's it going?
Hippity hoppity hippity hoppity hippity hoppity. Cut! What the hell is he doing now?
Try to hold it together, Mac.
What the... What was that, Buzz? What was what, Mac? Hippity hoppity hippity hoppity. Oh, good grief, was I singing out loud? Yep. All I did was kick around moon dust for an hour. And wound up selling watches.
I'm so sorry.
The melancholy of all things done. The journalists still come up to me with the moon shining in their eyes. Like kids at a museum asking the doorman, which way to the dinosaur exhibit? Pile of old bones pinned together inside a faded diorama.
Well, this begins to look like the real thing. How are you, my dear?
Frantic!
Well, you want to take it a little easy. You have these lovely young dancers here to help you. You'll be worn to a frazzle before Christmas Eve.
Oh, they couldn't do a thing without me.
I say, the tree's a beauty.
Actually, can we stop for a minute,
What
guys?
is it? This coming in and out of character, I find it very disruptive.
Yeah, can I just ask about these dancers? Yeah, Anton just said they were here to help.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, help with what? Can we ask them to do anything we like?
Well, Ingrid Lawrenson didn't specify. She just asked if we'd include them.
What in the bard's name do we need with 3 dancers?
4 with Danielle.
Oh, he crossed over years ago, darling.
And we don't have you all the time, do we, darling? She's doing Giselle.
They're always doing Giselle.
What, constantly?
So, yes, I suppose we can ask them to do whatever we want, you know.
Like slaves.
No, not like slaves. Ils sont des artistes comme nous. They have the freedom of their imaginations.
Well, in that case, I'm wondering if they could imagine carrying these gifts for me.
Would you mind just scattering them prettily around the tree? Oh.
Can we go on now?
Please do.
You have these lovely young dancers here to help you.
They couldn't do a thing without me.
I say, the tree's a beauty.
Is it here? Oh, no! They placed it in the front window of the drawing room.
Well, why not in the front window? It's always been in the front window. It looks so pretty from the street, and then people who haven't such a nice tree.
Yes, but Kate says it's all wrong. She's come back from some kind of meeting. A group of clever-sounding people with a lot of new ideas. I hadn't time to listen to them, but it's about charity and not flaunting your wealth. She wants the tree in the library, so less fortunate people can't see.
No! That's not a bully idea. The tree has always been in the front window.
Who wrote this?
Oh, for fuck's sake, would you